Wow, welcome once again to KRI TV show. Here with us is Pastor C.P Johnson. He's been with us from the beginning of this episode. And we're discussing a topic very important, temptation. I should commend your brother, Darlington Nwachukwu. Wow, welcome, sir.
Bless you.
Wow, Pastor C.P Johnson is the senior pastor of Soul Winners Charismatic International Church here in Abia State. Please, sir, you've treated on what temptation is. We saw from James chapter 1, from verse 12 to 18, what the Bible got to say. And last time you also discussed on, does God tempt? And we resolved that God doesn't tempt.
Yes.
And today we would like to look into this one. Is temptation really sin?
Wow, this is very interesting. Viewers, I want you to know clearly that temptation is not sin. No and no, 100%. As I previously defined the word temptation, to provoke someone to do wrong. So the word to provoke someone is what temptation. Now the wrong is what is sin. But to say in a local word, I want you to know actually that somebody can be tempted and finally he didn't get trapped. It is getting trapped. You are tempted to do something wrong. When you have finally refused to do that, you've not been caught by the sin. As the scripture said, that when temptation is conceived, it will give birth to sin. So in the book of James, it was separated.
Yeah.
So somebody can face temptation, either to do one thing or the other.
Yeah.
So now when that comes, you don't think you have sinned.
Yeah.
The wrong, that is why the Bible says, casting every imagination that exalt it has against the knowledge of God that is in you. So when that imagination comes, the thought comes up, it is the temptation that is coming up. Now, but you have the ability and the capacity to push it out. Therefore, you have not done that.
You know, let's see. James chapter 1, 14 and 15 says, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away by his own lust. Then 15 says, and when lust had been conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And when sin then is finished, it bringeth forth death. So it's to take you now to conceive, to nurture it and then practice it. You know, that's why Jesus talking. You know, he tried to put, the Pharisees to the end of themselves.
Yes.
He told them, don't just think it's when you physically fornicate. But he says when you conceive it, that means when you practice it. It's not talking about the temptation. The temptation on itself, like Pastor said, is not the main sin. The main sin is when you nurture it and practice it. That is when, that's just like Jesus. Jesus was tempted like every other man. And the Bible says something about it. And it says that Jesus was tempted in all manner, like every other man. But he didn't stop there. It says, but didn't. That means Jesus was tempted. That means he didn't sin. But the sin could have been assuming he fell victim. Just like Adam and Eve, they were tempted. They were tempted and they took in and ate of it. By how? By conceiving it and practicing it. And that's to say, temptation in itself is not actually sin.
No, temptation is not actually sin. It is better you understand that, because some people, when they go through temptation, even without falling into it, they begin to think that they have sinned.
And condemn themselves.
And they start confessing sins which they have not even committed. That is just it. Because if you watch Joseph underwent temptation, but he couldn't fall into it. So he has no reason to confess and start crying because the woman has nakeded herself before him. You can go through that mental pressure for you to do wrong. Then your spiritual ability to resist that mental pressure means that you have the strength. And you don't have any reason to begin to say, I have sinned, because that thought flashed in. My good brother, Evangelist Darlington, says that when you as a person nurture it, the word nurturing is different from the pressure to do. That is what Jesus Christ said. When you see a woman and you lust after her, the word lust is different from what we are talking. That is, you are nurturing it. You are setting plans on how to go about it. You have finalized the issue already in your heart.
Just at the opportunity of not
After,
showed up.
yes,
Yeah,
that's it.
Wow, wow. I know I've learned a lot today. I've learned so many. And one thing that's not for me today is, like I said, that temptation on its own is not sin. What is sin is the practice, the doing of what you are tempted of. That means if you are passing through temptation, you don't just give in and say, after I'm not in sin. You're not just a sinner. No, your part is not just to further and start confessing. Or you do not say, let me now do it at once. No, your part is resist the temptation. Stand your ground. Such way, you will fall a victim of it. Thank you for joining us today. I know you enjoyed today. Do subscribe to our channel. Follow us. Share it.